Hi guys, I'm Charlie. Welcome back to Cine Channel, and today is April 1st. April Fools! There wasn't a joke, I just wanted to say April Fools. But something I thought I could do for today, other than review Super Mario Galaxy, because I see it tonight, because I know everybody's posting their Mario Galaxy review today. So I just wanted to let you know that mine will come out on the 3rd, because like I said, I'm seeing it tonight, and that's the original release date for it anyway, so I'm still not late. But something fun I thought I could do for April 1st was review one of my favorite comedies of all time, if not my favorite, Billy Madison. Okay. I did mention this in a list in a video I made a while back, that Billy Madison was like my favorite comedy of all time. I don't know if that's for sure, okay? Maybe the thumbnail's clickbait, just a little. But it's definitely one of my favorite comedy movies, and one of the more nostalgic ones for me, and definitely my most favorite guilty pleasure and biggest guilty pleasure movie. Where we follow Adam Sandler, Billy Madison, son of wealthy Randy Madison, and he's retiring, so he needs to give the company to someone, but Billy Madison must prove himself by going back to school, because all he does is sit around at his mansion and party and get drunk with his friends. So his father's gonna give the company to Eric, this movie's villain, and so Billy cannot have that happen. He will lock in for once in his life to go back to school and finish all the grades in a couple weeks to claim the spot of chairman of Randy Madison's company, and hijinks ensues. I know this is inherently a dumb movie, can't even really be taken serious, tons of lowbrow moments, all that, yes. I don't care, this movie is charming and funny, and I love it, so without further ado, like, comment, subscribe. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's begin. Starting off with the good. For me, this movie is just nostalgic, but it also is just very charming. It is from the mid-90s, and it just has that feel and that look. It's very colorful. You have this wacky world with these characters to go along with it, which are all just funny in their own way. Okay, well, some of them can be looked at as pretty stupid, but the point is it just draws you in as a type of movie that you can really just turn your brain off and enjoy. If you're a fan of those types of movies, and I mean, like, come on, you're gonna think this is a good movie. If you're an Adam Sandler fan, if you're like a good classic comedy fan, so just the charmingness of it and overall feel. The production value and actually set design is pretty good for this type of movie. I mean, yes, it's an Adam Sandler movie, so there's a bigger company production, but just the mansion in this where he lives is a nice set. All the different classrooms adds to the location because he's going to different schools. All the parties he has every time he graduates. In his backyard, they just set up a bunch of fun stuff like bouncy houses and stands like a fair just in the backyard. All just cool set pieces for a comedy, and it just works. Another thing, the pacing really works. This movie is an hour and 30 for this type of movie. It is nice, even if you're not a fan, it's not long, but we just fly by plot point to plot point, and never at really moment do you feel like this movie's dragging, unless you don't like the humor and you're just waiting to get over a certain scene that maybe a joke's going on for a little too long, which I will get into the negatives. The soundtrack is actually fun for this movie, and there's some music which is actually pretty classic and nostalgia for just me. Veronica, I thank you for beating the shit out of me. Dude, honestly, I just sang that so good I can get copyrighted. Just the music works for me, and the soundtrack, like I said. Eric, the villain, really works for me. He's a funny antagonist for a comedy and this type of movie. He just plays along with all the wackiness, but also being the straight man and seeing everything and being like, how are you gonna give this to Billy? I deserve the company. And for the most part, yeah, he does. So it's just all funny stuff in my opinion. We have a field trip scene with Chris Farley that's awesome. When they're all on the bus, he yells at the kids, and it's just a funny ass Farley moment. But also another thing, this movie actually does have heart and a story of this guy trying to better himself so he can take over his father's company, though it's wrapped behind all this silliness. I like the love interest with Veronica. She's a very good character for getting Billy to lock in and graduate. There's the classic scene where she's singing, but while she's singing, she's also beating him up in a pool. But like I was saying, there is some heart in here. All the kids he goes to school with want to see him succeed and help him along the way. Nedry from Jurassic Park is in here as the principal, which is hilarious. And Eric the villain blackmails Nedry. I'm just calling him Nedry. To make Billy fail, and he just has a funny role in the movie, along with everybody else that you would see in an Adam Sandler movie. Trust me, the Steve Buscemi cameo is there. He's in fact the reason why they win in the end. It's just all funny stuff in my opinion. But okay, now moving on to the bad and the negatives I had with Billy Madison. Oh boy. Okay, so yes, it is funny to me, and I like all the dumb stuff and just stupid moments in there, but there are a ton of lowbrow moments. Jokes go on way too long. They're just stupid, and like, what are we doing here? Specifically with the penguin one, or just moments of the Adam Sandler weird noises he'll make going on for a long ass time, and you're like, okay, we need to move on. A lot of people are not really just gonna take this seriously. I mean, it's a comedy, but to a point you also take comedies seriously as watching an actual movie, but this to many people is not gonna feel like a movie, if you get what I'm trying to say. Maybe it does feel a little bit too rushed and too paced at moments. We could let stuff breathe or live in each grade a little longer to see Billy learn some more or grow as a character. I'm talking about an Adam Sandler movie here, but still, it actually is a bit rushed at some moments, I noticed. A lot of these characters will be forgettable if you're not into the movie, and you'll really just forget them and see them as stupid. But for me, I'm like kind of struggling coming up with negatives for Billy Madison, because I just find this movie so charming and funny. Definition of an escape movie. If your definition for escape movies is movies that you can escape into, that is all I pretty much have to say about Billy Madison. Overall, like I said, I'm a fan of Adam Sandler. I love this movie. It's funny, the soundtrack's good, the characters are charming, but this is a case where comedy is very subjective for you, especially when it comes to Adam Sandler. What I want to give Billy Madison, honestly, like an 8, but okay, I'm not about to give this movie an actual 8, so what I have to give it for like an actual review, I would say it's like a 6. But like I said, for me, it's up there. Let me know what you think of Billy Madison, one of Adam Sandler's first movies. Like I said, you just really have to be a fan. Comedy is subjective, and this movie is the exact definition of that. Thank you so much for watching all the way through if you did. I've been posting a lot on the channel recently, so check out the channel. Subscribe, check out the TikTok and Instagram at Cinechannel. Like I said, I'm gonna hit you with the Super Mario Galaxy movie review April 3rd because I see it tonight, but I'll have like an out of theater reaction and all that, and spoiler review after on April 4th. I'm Charlie. Have a Cine day.